Hello.
Hi.
This is episode 2, No Frills Podcast.
Cheers. Professional.
It looks professional, sounds professional, but we definitely doesn't feel professional. Yeah, it is hard work for those listening. Thank you for listening. But you think you're naturally funny and you think you're quite funny with your friends until you sit on your couch with a mic swung in front of your face. It's hard work, isn't it?
Just think of something funny to say.
But we've been talking for the last 2 hours and that's just been funny and just natural. What is it about the mic that changes that? I don't know. But yeah. I want to talk about idols. You can talk about idols. Someone was well impressed. One of the guys I used to work with, he commented on that page that I put on Facebook, that post on Facebook.
I don't think I've seen that.
I shared Joy's Natural Resistance, which is Idol's new album, on my Facebook page when the album came out, which is amazing. You should listen to it. And he was well into the band. I didn't realise he was well into the band. When I worked with him, I didn't know he was into it. And it was after we opened for him that I worked with him. So he was like, oh, yeah, this is a really good album. I can't wait to go and see him in Nottingham, because apparently they're playing it. Maybe Rock City. Maybe Rock City in Nottingham? I don't know where they'll be playing.
It'll
be a big
I don't even know if that's still open.
We'll see. We'll have a look now. We'll have a quick search while we're talking. But yeah, this guy, Joe, was saying that he was well into Idols and he was well into their first record and he was well excited to go and see him on this second record tour and was proper impressed that we'd opened for him.
Probably pretty bad to admit, but when we got that gig, I'd never even heard of him.
No.
When the message come through, like, do you want to open for Idols? I was like, yeah, gig's a gig, we'll do it. But yeah, I'd never even heard of him, and then they just absolutely blew my mind.
Blew it out of the water, didn't they?
It was ridiculous. Like, lifelong fan after that.
Yeah, because it was, when would that have been, 18 months ago?
Yeah.
Was it the tour for the first album we saw him on?
No, it was before the first album was out, I think.
Was it?
I think so.
I'm sure. Maybe it was. I
think they were on tour. I think, if I remember right, I think the album come out whilst they were on tour. So I think they were just sort of gearing up for it. Because if I remember right, I think the album come out a couple of days before that gig, but that was already like well into the tour.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because they were. Because it was at Sugar Mill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who picks the support acts and the opening acts at Sugar Mill? Is it the Sugar Mill that picks them?
I ain't got a clue.
Or does the band pick
I
them?
haven't got a clue.
I'd love it if the band was the one that picked him.
I don't think that's...
I'd like to think that's probably a little fantasy in it. Like, we listened to all these local acts and you were the ones that we picked.
As much as that'd be great, I don't think that is the case.
Yeah.
I think it's just a case of the Sugar Mill was sick of us asking for the gig and was like, right, we'll put them on here and shut them up.
Yeah, I thought it was a good gig. Because we just brought our EP out, haven't we? This is a band called Wires that we were in. And we'd done this whole, it was an EP, but it was a concept, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a concept EP about cults. And so like the actual opening track of the EP is like,
it's this brainwashing tape.
Yeah, brainwashing Jonestown style megaphone over the speakers, kind of like it's like his weird World War II sirens in the background. It's proper creepy in it. Like the start of the intro is like really creepy, and then we played that. Were we on the stage when it was like the start?
That started playing, and we was like, oh shit, we're on. So we had to like sort of go and get ready. I think we were still in the dressing room drawing crosses on our foreheads when that started playing. We did it with crosses on our heads, didn't we? We had to find the picture. There's a picture of us just after we came off stage that we'll have to use. So we drew crosses on our heads, upside down crosses, and then played this intro to which everybody was like, what the fuck is this? Because I'm sure that most people at the Sugar Mill, when they pick an opening band, there isn't as much of a concept as that, is there? No, it's just usually 4 lads in jeans and t-shirts. Yeah, 4 lads, like jeans just finished school. No one's really interested. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember that everyone watching. It was quite busy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Even though we were the opening band, it was quite busy, and we were trying to get everyone to come forward and move forward, and then you could hear all this on the stereo, all this going off on the speakers, dead loud. I remember it being proper loud, and Paul's like screaming on that intro. We might have to play the intro just as a. We might as well just play it. In fact, yeah, fuck it, we may as well.
are the greatest friends you will ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you'll ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you'll ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you'll ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you will ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you will ever have. Are you with us? We are the greatest friends you will ever have. Are you with us? We are your only friends now. You are with us. You are alone. You are not alone. You are with us. You are with us. 'Cause we are the greatest friends you will ever have, and you are with us. You are with us. We are the greatest friends you will ever have. You are with us. You are with us.
I just remember when we come off as well, and obviously we come off and like Idols are getting ready to go on, and we walked past, I think it was Joe, and he just like come up to us and just like, that was fucking loud. And then he just like went off with his day.
That was probably the loudest gig I think I've ever played.
Yeah, it was good though, it was a lot of fun that.
So loud. But yeah, we were in a band that opened for Idols, who are this band that we're talking about. We sound like proper fanboys about this band now, don't we?
I have to have a look into it, I don't know where they're from. But they're good, that's the point.
Yeah, they are very good. They've got the second album coming out called Joy's Act of Resistance.
If you haven't heard it, then you absolutely need to. It's the most important album that's come out this year, I think. I just think it's ace. Can't say enough good things about it.
The fact that it's British, it's like grassroots. We've seen them work up and get this and get in the charts now. They're in the charts.
5th in the album charts the week it came out. Same week that Eminem released his album as well.
That's a killer, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
It'd
yeah.
be 4th if he didn't bring that out.
But to see him doing that and having we open for him and doing all that crazy stuff. When you listen to the album, it's like they make you listen. I can't remember the last time I listened to a record where I was into it like that. Like from the first song, the first note, from the first those hits, you're just like, okay.
That's it. When it first came out, I thought I'll put this on while I'm sort of doing a few jobs around the house and just had some stuff to put it on. And then I think by halfway through the first song, I was just sat down and didn't move.
Yeah.
40 minutes later till it had finished. Like it's just there's no filler on it at all. And it's not just the music. Like everything that he's basically talking about, it just proper grabs your attention.
Those proper things when you see him and you see the energy. I remember we was like, was it them sound checking or they were on the stage waiting to play, and Joe was just like psyching himself up, wasn't he? And it looked like he was going to stab everyone.
Yeah,
like he was so proper angry. Just the nicest guy in the world, but his like lyrics are so cutting. Just everything about him is just so. There's just an edge to it in there, and it's got meaning behind it, and you just want to be. Like it just makes you want to. I was in the washing up when I listened to the album on Spotify. I was doing some washing up, put the first bit of the album on, and after the first couple of songs, I sat down to do some drawing and put that record on and just listened to the whole of it. By the time we got to Rottweiler at the end, I was just like, I have to play this again.
Yeah.
I put it on again straight away.
It is quality.
More than once, like binging. I don't know. It's normally when I buy new records, the first time I like to put headphones on So if I buy a new record, I'll put the headphones on, sit down, and just take the time to listen to it, like 45 minutes or whatever, and just listen to it. But that one, as I say, I started doing the washing up. I was like, you can't not listen to this.
Yeah.
You have to come and put it on some speakers rather than on your phone. Just wicked. Just blew me away, man. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. All is love, as they say. Yeah, Joys and Active Resistance. We're gonna have to play some. What song do you want to play of theirs?
I'd be happy just let it play from start to finish.
That might be the third episode of No Frills Podcast is going to be non-stop. Idols worship.
On the radio one.
Yeah.
We can't play it on the podcast.
Yeah. It's worth explaining that to people as well, because people asked me about that when we was talking about the upload, is that if you listen to this on Lucky Star Radio, 4th Friday of every month, we put the times up. If you listen to it on the radio, there will be music in between us talking, because we have to make the show 56 or something minutes long. So in between us talking, they'll be bookended with bits of music that we like, anything like that. But on the SoundCloud version, if you listen after the fact or you've downloaded it, there will be no music because of the licensing. Obviously, we're not a radio station. We don't have the rights to the music, so we have to obey SoundCloud's rules and just keep it uploaded without the music. So if you're listening live on Lucky Star Radio, you get music. If you're on SoundCloud, there is no music. Yeah.
Sound.
What was I talking about?
Unis.
Oh, universities. Yeah. Weirdly, when we were picking universities, so in 2006 possibly, the big show was Hollyoaks, and I don't know whether it was a coincidence or not that most of the people that I went to school with or were picking universities went to Chester, which is where Hollyoaks was, or based. And then after that, it was Bristol. And I think that was because of Skins, that show Skins that came out. So basically that show became big. All those kids at the parties and all that kind of stuff. Not that I've ever seen it. And then that became the uni to go to. I don't know whether it's a pattern. I don't know whether that's a correlation that I'm making in my head or whether that's an actual scientific observation, which seems to be that's why Bristol became a hipster town. It became a hipster town because all the uni students go in there and then stay in there. So it became a bit of a hipster place. Let's talk about hipsters now, aren't we?
We're going to have to.
Let's talk about hipsters.
Does everyone know what a hipster is? Do people know what a hipster is, surely?
People know what hipsters are. People have an idea of what they think a hipster is. Because people think that we're hipsters. And on paper, I think we are.
I don't think anybody thinks that they are, though. I don't think there's any hipster that's like, oh yeah, hi, pleased to meet you, I'm a hipster. Just so you know.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm a hipster. But there are the boxes to tick. What are the boxes that we have to tick? What is it when you think of a hipster? We are when I say hipster, me and you and everyone are thinking of the same person in our head, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got some guy with a beard that's far too old for him. Like you've got these 21-year-olds with like beards that you'd expect to see on a 40-year-old bloke.
Okay, so beards on the list.
Itchy jumpers.
I'm gonna make a list.
Cardigans.
So you've got to have a beard. A big beard.
Big beard.
Cardigan.
Knitwear, yeah. Backpack.
Knitwear. Backpack. Is it one of those Icelandic backpacks that I can't pronounce?
Yeah. They always like stuff that no one else likes.
You have to like stuff that no one else likes.
Like obscure bands from around where they live.
Like Idols.
Like Idols. Yeah, our Idols have got an album in the charts, but we liked them before they were cool. So I suppose we do tick that box.
Yeah. Coffee.
Craft beer. Massive one.
Craft beer's on the list. Craft beer's on the list. What else on the list?
Just being a general clown.
Being a clown. Bicycles.
Oh yeah, fixed gear bikes. Love them.
What is it about the fixie bike?
It looks vintage, doesn't it? That's a big one. They won't have anything new. It's always got to be vintage.
Yeah, that's it. It's vintage, and that's what it comes from. I'm just thinking
you'll see them with their old Polaroid cameras. Like just use the camera on your phone. It's not hard, is it?
Yeah, because that's the bike. I see the bikes everywhere. They're all in Derby. All the bikes, the ones that don't get stolen. If you come into Derby City Centre, you just see random bike wheels chained to the thing, and the rest of the bike's been taken, but the bike wheel's still there. But fixie bikes are a big one. I just don't understand why you would want a bike with one gear. No,
No.
it's not even a BMX. Like a BMX, you understand why it doesn't have gears.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just so you can look cool and vintage and hip.
But what happens if you're going up a hill?
Well, you push it, don't you?
You push it up the hill. Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, you've got no gears. You've got no way of going around.
I think it looks vintage, so I think that's a big thing for them. You've got a little basket on the front for your craft beers and your vinyl records
Yeah, and your backpack.
and your backpack.
Vinyl records is going
Vinyl
on this.
records, that needs to go on there. But then if you work down that list now,
Yeah.
how many of them boxes do you tick?
Flannel.
They love a flannel
so
shirt.
beard, cardigan. Yeah. My backpack's on the chair. Stuff no one else likes. I think we both like stuff no one else likes.
They're always in weird, obscure bands as well.
Bands. Yeah.
Like they're always like a synth player in a really obscure noise band, experimental jazz fusion thing.
Yeah, and do you know what? I noticed they also do performance art.
Love a bit of performance art.
Yeah, you go to an open mic for music and they'll be reading poetry, which is absolutely fine, but that's the kind of person. Craft beer, coffee's on the list. Coffee, of which we have had, I think, 2 jugs of coffee today. Vinyl records. I can like my record players just there. Flannel, you're wearing. I avoided wearing flannel today. 'Cause I thought if we're going to talk about this, then I don't have to wear the same thing. All my in fact, I've got 2 flannel shirts hung up right there. You can see 2 flannel shirts, along with all my black t-shirts.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
And we're both in bands, comedy, and having a podcast.
Having a podcast, that's yeah.
Yeah, do you know what that links to though?
Being self-important.
That's it. Was it your mum that said we were narcissists?
Yeah.
Was it?
No one wants to listen to you speak.
No one wants to listen to you speak. Do you know what?
That arrogant. You actually think people want to hear you talk. Believe for the words that got thrown about.
That's really funny because my mum came over the other day. It won't be the other day when it airs, but she came over recently, and was weirdly for me said that she thought that I got some narcissistic tendencies, which for me isn't true. So yeah, it's quite funny that she mentioned that it was like narcissistic tendencies. I was like, I don't think I'm narcissistic at all. I think I'm, a wallflower. But she was like, yeah, but you're doing a podcast now. Like you do podcasts. You wanna try stand-up comedy, and you want people to listen to you. You used to be a teacher, so you'd be the only one talking in a room. And you were a musician, so you want everyone to be quiet while you perform. You know what I mean? Like you want people to look at you, even though you're not that person, which makes me laugh.
Yeah, you're ticking a lot of these boxes.
How many is on that list now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably 8 or 9 things on that list. 10 things on that list.
I reckon between us, we tick them all.
I think between us we tick them all. I think the only thing I don't do that you do is wax mustache. You do a wax mustache better than I do.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
I could never get the hang of it though. I can never get the hang of it. Just putting the wax in and turning it up, and it always just felt too. Like I feel like I can't touch it again.
Oh, you can't.
You can't touch it again.
You have to. It's a 5-6 times a day thing. You have to touch it up. You end up becoming like really narcissistic.
Yeah, I've got the little tin of the aged oak or whatever it is, scented mustache wax. I've got the little comb, the little Kent homemade comb. I've got the Kent homemade comb, and I brush it at the start of the day, put it in, and then I think what it is, I just touch my face too much. When I sit down, and when you don't want people to look at you, and you cover your mouth. Simon's looking in his bag. Simon's looking in his bag, and he's actually pulled out, what is it? Mustache wax. Try and get a sponsor out of it.
Oh my god, yeah! If there's any mustache wax people want to sponsor us,
Yeah, if you sell
be
mustache wax,
all over that.
or if you've just got some mustache wax going spare, you just send it to us. We've got huge facial hair. Although I keep getting told to cut mine off.
By
every
who?
day.
By who?
Charlotte.
Yeah, to
Every
be
day.
fair, my wife's not a fan. I think the one that she always throws out at me is you didn't have a beard when I married you.
That's the crutch that she hasn't got to lean on though. Because when she met me, I had long hair and a bigger beard than this.
Ah, see, I did it the wrong way around, and there's no comeback.
It's not like when you talk about smokers, like, well, I smoked when I was a kid, so that's why I'm telling you not to smoke. It's like you're just preaching as if
Yeah, I'd be a bit worried if I missed it. Oh, I had a beard, and that's what I'm telling you to get rid of yours.
I had a beard. No, I get told, and I'm so anti-authoritarian. I think I'm so anarchistic that every time she tells me to cut it, I grow it another week. but she tells me every week. If a week went by where she didn't tell me to cut my hair, I would have short hair and a short beard by now. But just because she wants me to cut it means I'm not.
Yeah, but you do realise when she listens to this now, she's going to shut up. And you're going to have a skinhead and a clean-shaven baby face next time we sat here.
It'll be on Instagram. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on all the pages when it does. She tells me every time, especially because underneath I've got like long hair on top. You've probably seen the pictures on Facebook. I've got long hair on top. Underneath, I normally have it shaved down to the skin, like proper Viking style, and she hates it. Every time we go and get it done, she's like, "I'm going to the barber." Then she texts me back saying, "What to have a skinhead or to shave all your hair?" I'm like, "Nope, just the sides." And I go in and get the sides done, like down to the skin, like it's right down. She hates it every time. She always tells me to cut my beard back 'cause it goes right back to my throat too.
Yeah, beard's big. Always up for discussion at our house. She's not a fan of the beard, but I can't grow a proper beard. But constantly being told to shave it, thinking, no, I'm just going to grow it out even more.
So is it the shape of the beard that she doesn't like, or the actual beard?
She just doesn't like facial hair.
I think it's 50-50 in it. You can flip a coin. Some women love it, some hate it.
I think
We're just both of us hate it.
yeah. I don't think I've ever actually met a woman that does like it. You always hear a lot of people saying that they do, but
Most people that give you compliments on it aren't people that you're in a relationship with, obviously.
No.
People will like comment on your facial hair and people will say things about it, but I've got more fans than you've got haters.
But whenever anybody's ever given me a compliment on even my beard or my tash, it's a random drunk person in a pub. It's never somebody who I see on a daily basis.
If someone wants to touch it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Or someone wanting a photograph with you because they're drunk and they've seen somebody with a bit of a comedy mustache.
Yeah. No, maybe it is 50. I thought it was 50-50. I thought it was like just a pick 'em Marmite thing, whether it was just some women hate it, some women like it. But I get asked all the time. I cut it short because it goes back to my throat, but I cut it forward so there's a gap because when I was training jiu-jitsu and people were trying to choke me, it'd pull my beard out. In fact, there's a bit of a gap there because Stuart Robinson, hi Stuart, pulled some of my beard out whilst choking me the other day, which is quite fun.
That's not good.
So that's come out. So yeah, it will get cut short eventually. But I made the mistake last time of running the clippers through it, but all one length.
Yeah, that's not
So
good
it was
either.
like grade 8 or whatever, like the longest clipper, and just all over. So it's all the same length. It just looked so crap.
But that's how I ended up with a tash because I had like a pretty decent beard, and then I was trying to it was just really bushy and wild. So I was trying to sort of shape it a bit, just tidy it up a bit. I had a job interview coming up at work, and ended up going too far, and then tried to even it out on the other side. And before I know it, I just had a lip warmer left. Everything else had gone, and then that stayed. And yeah, that was it.
When you shave, do you shave it down in order? Like, do you go like sides first, leave the sideburns,
Well,
then shave it down?
yeah, I try. I normally I'll shorten the sideburns at first, like the side bit, my cheeks and that, and like try and leave the length on the bottom. See how that looks. If it doesn't look good, I'll even it out, and then I'll normally like shave my chin and just keep a pair of like a Lemmy kind of thing going on, and then just try and get something that I'm happy with, and then it always ends up just going back to just a tash, and then letting it grow out again.
Yeah, I threatened that as well though when she was saying about cutting my beard off. I was like, well, if I'm cutting the beard, I'm going to leave the tash long. So I'm going to shave this all down to stubble, and this is going to stay.
Yeah, that's that.
And then
That'd be
yeah, it's
that'd
one
be
or the
class.
other. Do you want full beard, or do you want just tash? Especially 'cause I trim the tash all the time too. I trim the tash so when it comes into my mouth, I try and trim it. So the tash is shorter than the rest of it. But if it's going,
See, it's the opposite for me. I'll leave mine as long as I can, and then just like wax it out of the way. But if it's a hot day and it sweats out, then you've got like mustache hairs tickling your chin because it's that long. Like it's not a good look. That
I drink too much coffee for that to be the case. As soon as I'm drinking, it's hot.
yeah, in public, you can't drink anything if it doesn't have a straw.
I feel like it's like the equivalent would be if you a woman wearing lipstick that you didn't want to smudge.
Yeah,
You can't drink anything in case you can't eat anything. It's that kind of thing. But I haven't got much care, man. I haven't got much patience. Honestly, I wake up in the morning and try and knock a few years off with the toothbrush. Do you know what I mean? That's my beauty regime. I wake up looking like this. I don't comb my hair, which is probably why it's starting to go a bit luggy again. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got that care to be, all the time, several times a day, putting more wax in.
yeah, but do you not mess with your beard like throughout the day? Do you not find yourself just messing with it and?
I stroke it.
Well, yeah, it's just the same as that. Just dip your fingers in your tin first, and then just.
Yeah, but I can't run my fingers through my mustache.
I can.
Run your fingers through your mustache, and you've got wax all on your hands. If I had wax in my beard, I just wouldn't touch my beard anymore. I would touch my face too much. That's what it is. My face toucher. Too much of that going on. But no, yeah, I keep getting told to cut it off. And
This I've just realised. Well, this is a very, very hipster conversation.
this is the most hipster conversation I've had for a long time. Talking about moustache wax and admitting to having moustache wax and a tiny Kent comb. My barber's got a hell of a tash, I tell you. Every time I go in there, I see he's got shorter hair, but not like, he doesn't like pomade it down like real slick. It's just like nice and short, but he's got no beard or short beard, but his moustache is like down, like you have to pull it aside. It's an absolutely huge moustache. It's absolutely brilliant tash. Get jealous every time I see that, but I'm just thinking, I don't know if it'd suit me. Still, when you've got red hair, man. When you've got red hair, you just...
It's a bold statement, that, isn't it? A red tash.
Just one handlebar moustache. Especially because it's November next month as well, isn't it? Everyone's going to be doing it next month.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what I'm a bit concerned about.
What fair weather moustache wear is.
Yeah.
What concerns you about them?
I don't know. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, I need to keep my image up kind of thing. But I've just got a feeling that like everyone's gonna be like, oh, here he is, another Movember guy. Like, no, I've been rocking this for like the last 12 months. What are you on about? But it's one of them, innit? It's for a good cause, I suppose. But the thing is, I don't think anyone that does it for like the charity thing, like you're supposed to.
Is it sponsored? Is that what it's supposed to be?
Yeah, you're supposed to be.
Moustache growth?
It's supposed to be. Yeah, like I'm going to grow a moustache for my sponsors, and we'll give the money to prostate cancer.
So I've seen people do it like in the workplace where there's like a group of lads in an office that they'll put money in and they'll give their own money to donate it, and then whoever grows the best moustache or the worst moustache or whatever. I've seen that, but I've never seen people sponsor a moustache.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. You're supposed to be paid to like not shave it. But I think the idea behind it is that like it sort of it implies that having a moustache makes you look daft.
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, I'll put up with having a moustache for a month as long as you all give me some money to charity, and it's like a good cause kind of thing. But I've seen loads of people in November with moustaches, but I've never been given a form to sign.
No, I've never sponsored anyone. The implication, morally, I'm just thinking about like if you're sponsoring someone, I want to sponsor them for something they don't normally do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sponsor you to do a mile walk because you're supposed to be. You walk all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like if you said to me, I'm going to walk a mile on my hands for charity. I'll give you some money. But your moustache grows in spite of you. Like you wake up and it's longer. Like there's nothing. There's no talent. There's no. People do it for other stuff. I remember someone doing a sponsored skydive. I thought I would love to go skydiving and have someone else pay for it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Like me, I know a few people who've done that, and it's like, oh yeah, you've raised £1,000, but £600 of that's paid for me to do the skydive, and then we're going to give £400 to charity.
I'm gonna have a sponsored day at Alton Towers. A sponsored day just doing fun stuff. Not that you can. I don't know. I only say that because
we're in dangerous territory, and we're like dissing people who do stuff for charity. Like,
keep raising money for charity.
Doing a lot more than we do.
Very worthy cause, obviously. It's men's mental health, so that's I think a big deal. I think that's one of the things we can never say. I always speak about it because I cut all my dreads off
for charity.
Raise over, I think, £1,038 for Alzheimer's Society.
That's pretty good.
So that was 11 years worth of hair growth, and shaved it all back to short hair again. Kept the moustache for twirling as well. The picture of me, the first picture of me without, it's got a twirled moustache. But yeah, that's only because I had 11 years worth of hair. So that was like people wanted to see.
Yeah.
People like, I would love to see what Scott looks like with 11 years without a haircut. So to raise that money was pretty cool. If it hadn't been Alzheimer's, it probably would have been men's mental health. But I just feel like you can't mention men's mental health. Like you can't. Obviously, you're supposed to mention it. You're supposed to talk about it. This is going to sound like a PSA, but I just feel like you can't mention it. Like it's one of them things that you can't say it as a man.
Yeah.
You have to just talk about mental health generally,
kind of like
between all genders.
Big stigma attached to it, isn't there?
Yeah. I think it's one of them things.
It seems to be getting a bit better recently, though. Like there's a lot more sort of being done about it.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more awareness, and you get a lot of that's always the thing is when you see a lot of Facebook posts like Tumblr-esque, like about mental health. It always says she. It's always a female perspective, and you just think when you read like all the stats or whatever, it's suicide is the biggest killer of men under 50. That's the biggest. We kill ourselves more than anything else kills us, and we don't mention it at all. Like you never mention it to anybody. Like it's said weird. Like you always see the people that it was. Like you think about Anthony Bourdain or whatever, sound happy guy traveling around the world, famous. People knew who he was, and he did it in France, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa. And the stigma attached to it being man, because you feel like you can't say that as a man, because you're like, oh yeah, but women and like you always get that called out and stuff. Anything else, you can't mention it. I don't know, maybe you can, but I just feel like if you say anything else, you can't be like, well, as a man, you'd be like, oh, you just stepped on it then.
Yeah.
You put your foot in your mouth, but it is a male thing. I think obviously women struggle with mental health, but
I don't think it's not the point in sort of downplaying
how
it affects women at all. But
women's mental health, but we do have to mention men's mental health.
I do think it needs to be talked about more.
Which is crazy. So yeah, all the money that you can raise from growing a mustache, please keep growing mustaches. We're just going to grow ours in spite of it.
I think before, just off topic a bit, I don't think Movember is for mental health.
Isn't it?
It's for prostate cancer.
I thought it's for mental health as well.
It's for prostate cancer, I think.
Let me have a look. November. This year it's about mental health.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair
it
enough.
says to be a man of less anxiety had to be a man of more words. And then it's about 1 in 8 men in the UK have experienced mental health problems, and 3 out of 4 suicides are men.
A friend of mine had a date a while ago, a couple of weeks, well, it was probably about a month or two ago, and he'd been talking to this girl on a unnamed dating app, and they decided to meet up and go for something to eat, whatever. And they went out, they had a meal, it was all going well. And one thing that was constantly playing on his mind was that she had this like little wooden box with her that she kept sort of like putting on the table, and every now and again she'd open it just to check that whatever was inside was still there. And he didn't have the nerve to ask her what was in it, and he just carried on this date like trying to ignore it, just like trying to pretend that it wasn't like absolutely killing him. And they had this meal, and then towards the end of the date they went to get a drink on the way home, and they were just in this like normal, like nondescript pub bar type thing. And he asked what she wanted, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll just have a Diet Coke and a pint of water." I just thought, that's a bit odd, but fair enough. That's what she wants.
2 drinks.
So he went and got her these drinks, and then they were just like talking, like talking about childhood or whatever crap you talk about on dates. And like he was like mid conversation, and without breaking eye contact, she just like opened the box and took out like a set of paintbrushes, and, like stood them up in this jar of water. And then like she got out like a little miniature easel and like set it up on the table with this like little 6x4 canvas on it, and then got out like a full tray of watercolours and just started like painting the scene in this pub, like while he was just like answering the questions.
What was she painting? Was
she
painting him?
Well, I don't know. She
scene.
was just painting just the pub, like just. I don't think that's the important thing in this story. It is what kind of absolute lunatic is getting ready for a date and thinks like, I need to make sure I've got my paints with me. It's not even like it's in case of any inspiration comes up. She had a miniature fold-away easel.
The easel gets me.
Like a tabletop easel. It's just absolutely crazy.
That's a lot of detail, because you're not, if you were painting professionally, you wouldn't have a miniature easel. That is just for those situations.
Isn't it? It's just like a travel in case of emergencies.
If you needed to paint, you'd either put it on your knee, or you'd be somewhere with a piece of board, or you'd be at an actual easel.
But like, if that was you and you was on that date, what would be going through your mind when she's getting that out? Like, would you think, is this me? Am I boring her to the point where she needs to paint? Would you just be thinking, she's an absolute lunatic, I need to go?
I think what I'd be hoping is that there wasn't either something alive or dead in the box, first of all. You'd be like, just carrying around an urn. Or if it's, I would think there's like an animal in there or something. If she keeps checking on it and then she asks for water, I'd be like, maybe there is something in there. But then for her to peel out the miniature easel and then start painting.
It's a bit of an anticlimax when you think about it like that, but it's still weird. Like, there's something not right there.
What do you talk about why that's happening though? Is it because she's bored?
It's not even like, I could understand it if like, say they'd been together for a while and he knew that she was this like budding artist and she's really into it, inspiration comes at any time, fair enough.
Kooky.
I'm going to bring my paints out with me just in case, or I'll paint a picture of you, and I'm not into it, but I can sort of understand the logic behind that. But it's literally the first time they'd ever met.
Never met before.
She's packing like a full painting kit.
That's always a worry, isn't it? What does it say on her profile? if her profile in this dating app is a picture of her painting on a miniature easel at tables 6 times, you knew what this was about. You knew what was going to happen.
No, there was no mention of it. He had no prior knowledge that this was going to happen. Like, it just unfolded in front of him.
So you think, you're looking at this app and you know that 9 out of 10 of the pictures are either group pictures where you can't tell who it is, so you have to swipe one way, and then the rest of them are all Snapchat pictures with dog ears, so you have to swipe the other way. And then the one that you thought was going to be all right and finally got talking to
Got all Rolf Harris on him on a date.
You feel like, hang on a minute. But not even mention it, not even be like, oh, by the way, I'm an artist.
No, that had never come up in conversation. They'd done all the tell me about yourself. That was all done over dinner. Not once did she mention that she paints or give any clues to what was in the box. She didn't even acknowledge the box was there herself, apart from when she was like opening it to check it.
She wasn't covered in paint with overalls on, wearing a beret, like to the date. She just started.
Oh, it's mad.
That's hardcore. What did your mate do?
Just backdoored it. I think he just felt really self-conscious. It was not even like they was in some like trendy hipster bar. They were literally just in a pub, like in a Witherspoons.
So
Like there's people coming in there for a pint after work. You've got people in Ivy's jackets on, just having a quick drink before they go home, and then she's there, with an easel.
Do you think she does it a lot? Then she must have. If she's got a box for it in.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like you must be pretty committed to be getting ready for a date. I'm like, right, lipstick, got it. Keys, got it. Phone, got it. Wallet, got it. Art studio, got it.
Miniature easel, tick.
It's just mind boggles.
What would make me laugh is if your friend went back with her. You were like, right, we'll ignore that just happened. The date was going well until that point, and then you just go back to her place, and on the wall is just portraits of men looking scared on dates. Just people looking, loads of men really quizzical, like, what the fuck is happening? That'd be quite funny. Just have a wall of men.
Yeah,
That'd be quite funny if that would happen.
It's weird.
That's really strange. That is very hipster to bring your own paints out.
That's possibly the most hipster story I know.
The most hipster story that I've probably ever heard is that a woman just peeled out some paint in the middle of a date without reference, without framing it at all, without doing anything crazy. You think about that on dates, I think you should be like, don't do anything crazy. Just act normal.
Just
don't
act
be
normal.
offended. Yeah, you have to be a chameleon and be everyone. You can't be this way or that way. You can't really let yourself go. You have to kind of rein it in a little bit.
Act
and that was
interested.
her reining it in.
Don't show him how mental I can be.
Yeah.
Just be
don't
nice.
show all your cards.
Nice and calm. Paint a nice picture. Like, where does that come into it?
But that's her reined in. So imagine her normal. Her normal must be so much further up the list.
No, it's not good. The same guy had another date as well, a couple of months before, and like he doesn't have much luck.
Apparently not.
But he had another date a couple of months before, and that just a simple, probably assumingly a nice innocent thing, just completely ruined it for him, and he ran away from that one as well. Where basically he'd been sort of paying all night, and obviously it's the 21st century, it don't work like that anymore.
No, it's very
And she was like,
gentlemanly.
"Oh no, I'll get this round in." And then as she got up to go to the bar, she was like looking for a purse in a bag, and she got like a phone, the keys, like a lipstick or whatever. I don't know what girls have in the bag. And then she got out a full roll of black bin liners. And she's like, put it on the table, got a purse out, and just put everything back in the bag. Didn't even like if that was me and I had them on a date, I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I had to pick them up." You know, you'd
have to
reference it,
mention
wouldn't you?
it.
You'd have to. But she didn't just put them back in as if it was the most normal thing ever. And then the stuff that must have been going through his mind at that time, but he just couldn't get past it. He didn't want to ask about it because he didn't want to. Well, I don't know why. I'd certainly be asking about it, but he didn't want to ask about it. It just got in his head, ruined it, and he just couldn't get past it.
I don't think it'd bother me. It just made me laugh. But if the next thing out was like gaffer tape and a Stanley knife, I think I started asking questions.
Yeah,
But
a box cutter and a roll of bin bags.
just wonder why she's got some overalls with her in her bag. He's not had much
Weird.
luck, your mate, has he?
No, he's not. Well, he has now.
He has now.
I'm not going to name him.
But yeah, no, he's got himself a decent missus now, I think.
Oh, mate, that could have been a wicked feature. Your mate calling up every month.
Just telling us about his failed conquests.
Terrible dates that he's had. You'll never guess what happened.
To be fair, he was single for quite a while, and it was a great couple of months. Like every couple of weeks, he'd just pop up like it's happened again, and he'd start off like it was all going dead well, and then something just bizarre happens that just completely derails it.
He must attract him. But to get a response and to go on dates from that app is an achievement in itself. But then to just have that hilarity happen more than once, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
he's obviously attracting the wrong people. He's
That's
attracting these absolute like proper hipsters. He must be
Yeah.
like a secret hipster. He's obviously doing something. He's got a few cardigans, to be fair. So he's obviously doing something to attract them.
How much facial hair has he got?
He's got a proper grotty beard as well.
He's got a proper grotty beard. How much IPA does this man consume on a daily basis? He's ticking boxes. I bet he's got a record player as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a fan of vinyl.
Black coffee.
He likes his vintage guitars as well. Oh my God, he's a hipster, isn't he?
Yeah. I think everyone's a hipster according to this list. How many of the list do you have to tick to be a hipster?
I think a fair majority. Like you can't say everyone with a beard is a hipster. You can't say everybody who drinks coffee is a hipster.
You
can't say everybody with a fixie bike's a hipster, or you can't say everyone with a cardigan's a hipster.
Yeah.
But if you see a bearded cardigan wearer on a fixie bike drinking like a non-mainstream brand of coffee, straight away,
it has to be more. Yeah, it has to be 3. If you're just a guy in a beard with a beard wearing a backpack is normal, but if the guy in the beard with the backpack is in a coffee shop
with a cardigan on,
that makes him a hipster.
listening to a personal vinyl player.
Yeah, that makes him a hipster. So she
I don't like the fact that we've got this list on the wall because I'm just realising how many of them ticking off.
Let's keep looking at it and thinking,
It's bad.
You know what?
Beard, check. Knitwear, check. Flannel.
Check.
Weird bands. I play in a psychobilly band. Like nobody. Like I think the fact that I have to explain what psychobilly is every time somebody asks me what band I'm in, sort of shows that I'm probably bordering that way now.
Do you not enjoy that caveat though? I enjoy those caveats where you're like, I do this, and they go, "What is that?"
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, like, see, I quite like that. When I started drawing, a friend of mine, Charlie, asked me about the drawing. She was like, "What do you call that style?" Because obviously it's lowbrow, but you people don't know what that is. Like if you say skate art, people might know, or illustration, people might know. But if you say like, I was always like, I wanted it to be hard to describe to an elderly relative. That's what I wanted my art to be. So you'd be like, "What is this?" You'd be like, "Well, it's this."
It's an eyeball on a stick with a pair of boobs.
Yeah, it's an eyeball on a stick wearing some Groucho Marx glasses with a tash on. Or do you know what I mean? Something really random that you'd have to explain. Those caveats make me laugh. But that's psychobilly, isn't it? You have to explain what psychobilly
I don't know though.
is.
I think for me, like drawing and music and all, it's like it's expressing yourself in it.
Yeah.
And I think like you're expressing yourself, you put in like your heart and soul into something, and then people are just like, "Well, I don't understand it. What is it?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, I've made that," and you don't know what it is. I sort of look at it the other way. I can think it's a bit sort of frustrating when you put a load of effort into something and then people clearly just don't get it.
I have that with this though. When you say to people, "I'll do a podcast," and like, what?
Well, to be fair, yeah, I've had that. What's your podcast about? And then just silence. I don't know myself.
You have to listen to it and find out. We don't know. We record the damn thing. Yeah, that's what it is. I like that though. I like thinking about what you make and what you put out is like a distilled version of you, which is why we talk like this and why my art is weird and why you're in a psychobilly band. Yeah, that's just who we are. And the fact that other people don't get it just makes me laugh.
You'll need to follow us on Facebook, SoundCloud and Instagram. It's just / No Frills Podcast. And we are broadcasting live 4th Friday of every month on Lucky Star Radio. That's 5 PM GMT, 12 PM Eastern and 9 AM Pacific.
Cool. See you next time.
Bye.